Thanks, Magpie.
I made it too strong.
No, it's good. Can't call it real coffee unless the spoon can stand up by itself. Okay. Come on. Now plant your feet. Try it. Line up the target. Take a deep breath. And squeeze the trigger. Don't jerk it. Maggie, next time, why don't you bring your camera? Give me that. Stay where I can see you. What are you doing out here? You spying on the girl?
Maggie!
Who's that? Answer me real quiet.
My dad.
What's your name? Don't lie.
Maggie Dolan.
Where you live?
625 Fairmont. In Hidden Lake.
Maggie!
I know where you live. I can find you. You tell anyone about this, I will kill you and everybody you care about. You hear me, Angel? Now get out of here. Go on. Don't turn around.
Maggie, where are you?
Just because he's your landlord doesn't mean he can come into your apartment anytime he wants. You and your children have as much right to privacy as everyone. No, that is not true. No, he cannot evict you. Okay, you know what? Here. There is a locksmith about a block away from your building. Yes. Tell him that Maggie from the center sent you. Okay, do you have a pen? She's really sick this time. I don't know, some sort of virus. It's not even the point, you know. No, she's getting back on her feet. Can't you just let the rent slide for 2 weeks? I don't think that's unreasonable.
Family Advocacy Center, this is Barb. Can I help you?
Ben,
Hang on. Maggie. Alice Crandall? She says it's about your dad.
Come on. Come on.
Cloudy with a few sunny moments and not as warm as the high 53 with the winds from the northwest at 4 miles.
Alice?
here. I did, and we prescribed us.
What was he doing out there?
It's deer season, Maggie. Maybe he wanted to get an early start.
He didn't tell anyone he was going.
A couple of hikers heard the shot and found him. He said it looked like he got tangled up in some brush. Gun must have gone off when he fell.
The bullet passed just below the rib cage. Penetrated the chest cavity. Here. It also nicked the portal vein, which is why blood loss was so significant. If those hikers hadn't come along when they did.
Is he gonna live?
Your father's a strong man, Miss Dolan. The fact that he made it through surgery is a good sign. The next 48 hours will be crucial.
Maggie? Sheriff Lily Tulane. Hello. I just wanted to... I was Frank's deputy for 8 years before he retired. He had a lot to do with getting me where I am today. If there's anything you need...
Thanks.
Charlie.
Maggie.
Judge.
It's good to see you, kiddo.
They said you were out of town.
Got back as quick as I could. Any change?
Doctors say all we could do is wait.
I've known your father for over 30 years. He's been through a lot. He'll come through this, too.
Did he say anything about going out for deer season?
Not to me. As far as I know, Frank hasn't been hunting in years.
I know. First thing he taught me was always tell someone where you're going, especially if you're alone.
Just have to ask him when he wakes up. Meantime, why don't you take Alice on home? Get some rest. I'll call if anything changes.
Thanks.
Wow, this place has really changed. Everything looks so tidy, like a postcard.
You can't stay away for all those years and expect everything to just stop. Things change. That's how it is, whether you like it or not.
Are you all right?
Maggie Dolan, I've known you since you were born. Your mother was like a sister to me. Before she died, I promised I'd help your dad look after you.
Alice.
Well, I guess I missed the boat. If something like this had to happen before you come back home.
It's late, and we're both tired, so...
You couldn't even be here for his retirement.
I wanted to.
You wanted to? You know how much that meant to him? 23 years he was sheriff.
Alice, I had a job. I couldn't just drop everything. People need me there.
People need you here.
What's wrong, Alice?
I can't explain it. Your dad's he's just not himself. He's been distant and real quiet, like something's bothering him.
Did you talk to him?
I tried. He wouldn't hear of it. Told me to get another hobby and stop fussing over him.
Sounds like Dad.
This wasn't the first time he went off without telling anyone.
What do you mean?
Well, there were 3 or 4 other times that I know of. Oh. He'd be gone all day. Don't know where, he never said.
How long has this been going on?
Last few months, since he retired.
You know how much he loved that job. He may not be sure what to do with himself.
You think this is just his way of working through it?
He wouldn't be the first.
Well, he didn't have to go and shoot himself while he was at it. Man drives me right around the bend. Look, you go on and get some rest. Call me if you need anything.
I should give you a ride home.
No, I'll walk. I could use the air. Before, when I yelled at you, we just miss you, Maggie.
I miss you too, Alice.
Good night.
Hello? Oh, yeah. Hi, Barb. Oh. No. I still don't have any cell reception. It must be the mountains. What? No, I talked to her boss. He said as long as she shows up for work today... Has anybody tried her apartment? What did the doctor say? Well, that's good, isn't it? No, I know. All right, thanks for calling, Judge. I'll be over in a little while. Why is there never anything to eat in this house?
Because I'm never here. Just go bad.
You know you shouldn't eat all your meals at the diner. It isn't good for you.
Find yourself another hobby, Magpie. Stop fussing over me.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Dad, you have a lot of big, strong deputies. You don't need to break up every bar fight by yourself.
I'd rather break up 3 bar fights than 1 more domestic disturbance.
Let me see.
No, I'm fine. Did Sam tell you he put a bid in on the diner?
He wants to sling hash for the rest of his life. That's his decision.
You're gonna have to talk to him before you leave, Maggie.
Yeah. But what am I supposed to say?
Morning, Sam.
Hey, Maggie.
Is that coffee for me?
I figured you'd be heading back to the hospital. You might hit the spot.
Thank you.
How's Frank?
No change. You want to come in for a minute?
I gotta get back to the diner. The breakfast rush is coming in.
Sure.
It's good to see you, Maggie.
You too.
You just finished college. I thought you would like to hang around for a while, at least for the summer.
They need me to start work right away.
If you want to help people, there's plenty of folks around here with messed up lives.
It's not the same.
Why not?
It's just not.
That's not an answer. I've barely seen you for almost 4 years, and now you're gonna run off again. If I did something, I wish you'd just tell me.
It's not you.
Well, of course he didn't want you to go. He missed you. But he understood.
Maybe you were right. If I hadn't stayed away so long.
Then what? You wouldn't be in that bed. What happened wasn't your fault, Maggie.
Morning, Miss Crandall.
Jack, thought today was your day off.
Yeah, I'm getting in some overtime before school starts.
Jack starts college next semester. Got a full scholarship to their automotive training program.
Congratulations.
Jack Ford, this is Maggie, Sheriff Dolan's daughter.
Oh, Sheriff got me this job.
Oh, you got yourself this job, and don't you forget it.
Okay. It's nice to meet you.
You too. That name sounds so familiar. I feel like I should remember it.
Oh, you're thinking of his father, Jack Ford Sr. Your dad had a few run-ins with him over the years.
Dad didn't talk about work much when I was little.
Meanest man I ever met. Get himself all liquored up, he'd start fights, and bust up half the town. But that wasn't the worst of it.
What do you mean?
Your dad would bring Ford in, but he never stayed in jail more than a few days. And then he'd go home and beat up his family.
Oh, my God.
Start with his wife, work his way down. Jack Jr., he's the oldest. He caught more than his share.
Is it still going on?
It was, till Ford disappeared about a year ago.
Disappeared?
Drove out of town one fine day. Nobody's seen him since.
No one could find him?
Did you see that boy? Those kids grew up battered and scared, told they were too stupid to amount to anything. Now, you look in his eyes and you see hope, you see future. Couldn't find him? Honey, nobody looked.
It's all right, Maggie. Nothing's changed. That's not why we're here.
He's all right?
It's just the sheriff She needs to ask you a few questions.
What about?
It wasn't an accident, Maggie. Someone shot your father. We're checking the rifle for prints. Didn't sound right to me from the beginning. Frank knows his way around a gun as well as anybody.
How do you know it wasn't an accident?
I looked at the doctor's report this morning. Given the angle of the wound, the trajectory of the bullet, even falling down, there's no way he could have shot himself. Did he mention any problems recently? Something out of the ordinary? Phone calls, mail?
No, but he talked to one of you before he'd ever say anything to me.
Truth is, Maggie, he hasn't had much to say to anybody for the last few weeks. We thought you might know if there was something on his mind.
Alice said he's been going off by himself lately. Be gone all day and never say where.
I'll speak to Alice. If you think of anything, give me a call.
I will. Who would want to kill him?
Do a job like that for 23 years? Not everybody's gonna love you for it.
Excuse me. Hi, Miss Dolan. Hi. I'm Zach Roth. I'm a reporter with the Herald. Yeah, you have a second?
I'm going to see my father right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here. The hospital won't tell me anything. I was hoping maybe you could.
There's really nothing to tell. He's still in critical condition, and all we can do is wait and see.
You mind a couple of quick questions? Just 2 seconds. Background info, please. Please.
2 seconds.
Great. So, Sheriff Dolan was born here in Hidden Lake, right? Grew up here, high school, all that?
Yeah, his grandparents moved here when it was still an old mining town.
Oh, no kidding. So he got his degree at Colorado State, studied at the police academy, moved back here, and was hired on as his deputy, I guess, right?
Yeah, after the sheriff retired a few years later, my father was elected to take his place.
But I understand you moved away. Chicago, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Any particular reason?
Job opportunity I couldn't pass up.
So it had nothing to do with your father, then?
What do you mean?
Well, you must be aware of the allegations that your father flagrantly misused his position while he was sheriff.
Excuse me?
I have a source who accuses him of abusing prisoners while in custody.
What? No!
Says he had a personal agenda, what amounted to a vendetta.
Wait a minute.
I received some letters that make some very serious charges.
I have to go.
Now, obviously, your father's in no condition to, but I thought if you cared to make a statement. Miss Dolan, it's the best way to help your father to clear this up. Look, you can run this story with or without you. It's your choice.
First you tell me it wasn't an accident, now this? That's crazy. My father would never do any of those things.
Of course not.
Roth says he has proof. He tried to show me some letters.
I wouldn't call them proof.
You seen them?
You're not the first one he's ambushed. Just a bunch of wild accusations. Looked like they were scribbled by an 8-year-old.
But who sent them?
There's no signature. I don't think Roth even knows, or particularly cares. As long as he can stir up trouble, for him, it's a good day at the office.
So that's it? He gets to say whatever he wants while my father's in there fighting for his life?
Maggie, everyone in this town trusts your father. They know he'd never do anything to betray that trust. You want my advice? Forget Roth. Sorry, just... Sheriff. You can never leave it, you know?
What?
No matter how far you go, how long you stay away, this place stays with you. You don't ever forget it.
I know.
Found an old hunter's blind over there. We didn't notice it before because we weren't looking for it. It's been used recently.
Can you find out who it was?
Public land. Anybody can come through here whenever they want. Might get lucky, lift some prints off this stuff. Hope it matches a gun license.
Whoever it was, they would have seen Frank coming long before he saw them.
Then why not ambush him from there? If they were going to shoot him anyway, why use his own gun?
Which is another thing. Granted, those hikers mucked up the scene pretty bad when they found him. Still, if there was a struggle, there ought to be some sign of it.
Maybe he never had a chance. Those are Army MRE packages left behind in the blind.
If those fellas saw him first, it's for damn sure they had him outgunned.
What fellas?
We're getting a lot of those militia types running around up here. You know, playing soldier.
We've tracked them through here a few times. They would have recognized your dad right off.
So, are you saying they were waiting for him, or this was just some sort of coincidence?
Right now, we gotta consider every possibility. Excuse me.
I don't remember Frank ever hunting up on Buck Mountain before. You two ever come up here when you were little?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're not allowed in here.
No, I won't.
Looks like I missed visiting hours. I talked to the nurse. She said he's stable.
It wasn't an accident.
What?
Somebody shot him.
God.
The sheriff, she thinks it's some sort of militia group. Maybe they ambushed him, maybe they didn't. She doesn't have a clue.
No, listen, she's pretty sharp.
She's been sheriff for how long? She's in way over her head. She should call in the statey, somebody with experience.
Maggie, give her a chance. This takes time.
I know how long it takes. My father was the sheriff. I know all about it. I lived it and I breathed it from the day I was born. All those years. He was supposed to keep us safe. Knew nothing bad could happen with Sheriff Dolan around. Nobody was safe. And we all lived in this fantasy world.
Maybe you should get some sleep.
And he goes up there and someone tries to kill him. Nothing's changed. Nobody is safe. This town, it's like they live in some sort of time capsule.
I guess it seems that way sometimes.
And here's Sam. Good old Sam. Still hanging around. Still getting along with everybody. You don't have a clue, do you? We haven't seen each other in years and you act like we're supposed to know each other or something.
I know this isn't you talking.
You know what? Then you don't know a damn thing.
I'm sorry, Sam. I don't mean to take this out on you.
Orion's belt.
I can't see the stars where I live. I don't even look anymore.
That's a shame.
I've seen every failure, every weakness, every human frailty. I thought I can handle anything by now. There's always something I could do. I should be able to do something. But I can't. Because I can't do anything. And I don't want him to die.
This is really good.
It's the house specialty. It's a dash of fresh basil in with the eggs.
Thank you.
Do you want something else?
No, I mean, thank you for listening. You're always there for me.
Well, that was never gonna change.
What I did to you back then, you have every right to hate me.
Oh, come on.
No, I just left without a word. I mean, we'd been together since forever, and I just disappeared.
Well, Frank told me where you were.
That's not what I mean.
I know it's not what you mean. Look, what do you want me to say? You didn't like it here. I do. It's not brain surgery.
I guess not. This place is nice. It suits you.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I like it here. I know what I'm doing. Everything just Kind of makes sense.
I'm glad you're happy, Sam. I told Alice I'd stop by the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
There was a reporter. He said some things about Dad.
Zach Roth?
Do you know him?
He writes for the Herald.
You lost me.
You have been gone a long time. Take a ride with me in the morning.
To where?
I want you to see for yourself. Things have changed around here a lot more than you know.
Alice, why don't you go home? I can stay.
I kind of gotten used to looking after him. We're fine, honey.
About 5 years ago, the Herald was bought by Larango Corp, one of the biggest developers in the state. They hired a new editor, new staff, including Roth. And all of a sudden, we start reading about how growth is good for the economy. More jobs, new schools.
It's hard to argue with that.
The next year, Larango finishes a new ski lift. Caught on pretty quick. Suddenly, we got a lot of skiers looking for places to stay.
Let me guess, they started putting up condos.
Fast as the cement to dry. The more they built, the more people came, the more they needed.
Now Main Street looks more like a theme park than an old mining town.
There were a few grumbles about that, but mostly everyone just wanted their piece of the pie.
Having property value go up will do that to people.
Real estate went up all right, but so did everything else. Property taxes, utilities, roads. All of a sudden, people are having their doubts about Larango.
Wow, this development is huge.
Sure is. This is Highland Estates. At least that's what it was gonna be. Before Larango decided to sidestep some permits.
Sidestep?
They were in a hurry. Figured it was just a formality anyway, started the work without him. Until somebody found out.
My dad.
Didn't waste much time getting the ball rolling, let me tell you.
They didn't know who they were messing with.
Town got an injunction to stop the work. Larango tried to ignore it, so folks filed a lawsuit against the company. Put him under a microscope, too. Brought in the EPA, OSHA, you name it.
What did Larango do?
Brought in a bunch of high-priced lawyers. It was a big mistake. Folks just started demonstrating the other Larango job sites, pretty much shut them down.
Nothing like a mob of angry locals.
But things started to get nasty after that. Threats started flying both ways. A couple of mysterious fires, tires slashed, a few fights even.
My dad never said anything about this.
And he had his hands full. What he wouldn't do is arrest the protesters. Said they weren't the ones breaking the law, which pissed off Larango to no end.
The company that just happened to own the Herald.
So there hasn't been a good word about him in that paper ever since.
Larango must have lost millions.
Easy.
And they blame my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Enough to try and kill him?
Whoa, slow down. I brought you up here so you'd understand Roth's witch hunt.
What if somebody decided that slamming my dad in the papers wasn't enough? What if they decided to get rid of him?
Yeah, but bad-mouthing him in the paper to murder, that's a big jump.
Sam, I live in the city. People get murdered for $5.
Yeah, but this isn't the city.
This is a lot more than $5. Zach Roth is going after my father. Roth works for the Herald, and the Herald is owned by Larango Corp.
Which proves what exactly?
Dad caught them breaking the law. Cost them a lot of money. Can you think of a better motive for killing him?
No, but I can't think how killing him would change any of that.
People listen to my father. As long as he stands in their way, how can Larango hope to change anyone else's mind?
You've been away, Maggie. You don't know the good things that company's done around here. They brought in jobs, donated money. They practically built the new ball field on their own.
I'm not saying they put it in a memo. I'm talking about one person. That's all it would take.
They got 60 people working for them. You tell me, which one pulled the trigger?
I'm just asking you to look into it. At least talk to them.
You think I don't want to settle this as much as you do? For 2 days now, all I've done is talk to people. Everyone I can think of. Hasn't gotten me anywhere.
What do we do now?
We don't do anything. Maggie, I kept you in the loop up to now, out of respect for your father. But this is a criminal investigation.
But I want to help.
You need to look after your dad.
Hello.
Maggie, it's Barb. I've been trying to reach you all.
Hey, Barb. I'm sorry I had to run out this morning and I couldn't.
Malou's pack was stolen. Her work permit was in it. She's got that interview tomorrow.
Okay. Call Victoria at Immigration. The number it's in my day planner. It's the red one on my...
Maggie?
On my desk. The red one.
Thanks. You're my hero.
I'll talk to you later.
Maggie, have you seen my book? I just had it.
Your red book.
I wrote a number in it, and now I can't find it. Where in the heck did I put it?
I found it, Dad. Am I interrupting?
No, of course not. Come in.
Thanks.
Sit.
Thank you.
What's up?
Well, my dad and I, we have this tradition. Every Christmas, I buy him a day planner. It's a calendar.
Yeah, he told me of this. It's always red, isn't it?
The point is, I still get them for him, and he still uses them. Doctor appointments, poker nights. The only time he writes in them is when he has to be somewhere.
What did you find?
This.
That's the day he was shot. 7 a.m., Buck Mountain.
He must have gone there to meet someone.
There could be any number of reasons why he'd write this. He might have planned to go hunting and met someone, another hunter, one of those militia.
No, there was no militia. This was no coincidence. My father was shot by someone he knows.
What makes you so sure?
The sheriff said that he was shot with his own rifle. There was no sign of a struggle.
Right.
Why would my father let anyone get close enough to put a hand on his rifle unless he knew them?
Have you shown this to the sheriff?
I don't think she would listen.
Well, I wouldn't blame her. I mean, even if you're right. I mean, suppose Frank did make plans to meet whoever shot him. I mean, that's as far as this book takes us. It doesn't prove anything.
But what if he talked to someone, told them his plans, told them who he was meeting?
According to the sheriff, the closest thing he came to a conversation was when he stopped for gas in the morning.
In town?
Paid at the pump. Kid said he had his rifle in the rack. Looked like he was going hunting.
My dad hasn't gone hunting for years.
Why the rifle?
He didn't trust them.
In which case, his service revolver would have made a lot more sense.
Unless he wanted them to know he didn't trust them.
Then why go to Buck Mountain? Why not meet in town at the cafe? Safer, there's lots of people around.
For the same reason he didn't write their name in this book. It's because he didn't want anyone else to know who he was meeting.
Why not?
I don't know. Sam was telling me about all these problems he had with the Larango Corp.
Well, he wasn't alone in that boat. There were a lot of people up in arms against that company.
Yeah, but he was the only one they were going after. He was the only one they blame. Maybe he was meeting with somebody from the company.
Good Lord, Maggie. You actually make it seem plausible.
Do you know somebody at Larango? Anyone you could trust?
I'll see what I can find out.
Jack? Maggie Dolan, remember? Listen, I'm sorry about what happened at the hospital. I never should have snapped at you. I was just really worried about my dad.
Yeah, me too.
Listen, I know you're really busy, but there's kind of a funny noise coming from my car. I was just wondering if you could take a look at it.
Yeah, sure.
So you've gotten pretty close, huh? I mean, you and my dad?
He helped me get this job. He said I could probably have my own shop if I worked hard.
You were the one working the morning he was shot?
I had to come in early. He filled up his truck.
Sheriff said, you thought he was going hunting.
He had his hunting rifle.
Did he say he was going hunting?
He didn't say anything. He just waved.
Did you see anyone else around? Like somebody following him?
No.
Are you sure?
Go ahead, try it.
What'd you do?
Nothing. I gotta get back to work.
Did he look all right that morning?
He looked fine.
It's easy to tell when someone's hiding something. You just watch their eyes. The hard part is trying to figure out why.
Oh, come on. Perfect. Oh, Dad, I hope you still keep candles. Someone there? Hello?
Maggie, you okay? Oh, easy.
Sam?
You took a bad fall. You're gonna have quite the goose egg.
Did you see him?
See who?
Somebody was here.
I didn't see anybody.
Here, honey. Drink this.
Thank you, Alice.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Sam says he was driving by, saw the door open, no lights.
I was going to the kitchen to get some candles. That's when I saw him.
Saw who?
I don't know. I only caught a glimpse. He was standing over there.
Where were you standing?
Right there.
About here?
There was someone there.
How'd you see him in the dark?
Well, the lightning flashed. It was bright.
And you sure it was a man?
Yes, I'm sure.
Can you describe him?
No, it was quick.
Hair, clothes?
You didn't see anything?
I'm sorry, Meg.
I was going to the kitchen. I was almost there. And then something moved. It was coming towards me. That's how I bumped my head. He must have tackled me from behind.
I'm sure in the storm, the mirror there, it looked like...
I know what I saw, honey.
You saw this movement in the lightning too?
Yes, I told you I was going to get a flashlight.
You said candles before.
It doesn't matter. There was somebody in the house. Why would I make this up?
I'll take a look outside.
Come in.
How you doing, kiddo?
All right.
Heard you took quite a shot. How many fingers?
Fine.
Always did have a hard head.
What did the sheriff say?
Well, she had a look around. No sign of a break-in. Did you check? Did you notice anything missing?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell.
You've been under a lot of stress lately. Maybe more than you know. That can do funny things to a person. It can make you worry about things you shouldn't. Ask questions you don't need to.
See things that aren't really there.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
But if you get a headache or start feeling dizzy, give me a call or give Alice a call. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, what would Frank have around here worth stealing? Good night, Maggie.
Nothing.
You don't have to keep an eye on me.
I know.
You just gonna sit out here all night?
Yep.
It's much warmer in the house.
This is fine.
Andy, let me call you right back.
Who the hell do you think you are? You have no right to say these things about my father.
Ms. Dolan, I believe you know Sheriff Tulane.
Morning, Maggie.
I was just explaining to the sheriff how I feel obligated not to reveal the name of my source for this story. I'm afraid my lawyer agrees with me.
Your source made some serious accusations against Sheriff Dolan. I'd like to know how they came by this information and whether it has anything to do with the sheriff's attempted murder.
I don't see the connection.
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
Sheriff, you know, as a journalist,
Journalist? You're a hatchet man for Larengo Corp. Your job around here is to go after my father.
I'm a reporter, Ms. Dolan. I came to you. I gave you a chance to tell your father's side.
Real reporters don't write innuendo and rumors. They have facts to back up what they write.
You want facts? Boom. Knock yourself out.
I know all about those. You can't prove one word that's written in those letters.
You really think I'd run this story if I couldn't?
You know I could get a court order, force you to reveal the name.
You could try.
Maggie!
Don't tell me I'm supposed to stay out of it. I can't let him write those things and not do something.
I just wish one of us could have done some good. Fact is, I keep hitting dead ends. Forensics came back negative on your dad's rifle. No prints, not even his.
Somebody wiped it clean.
The stuff in the hunter's blind had a few partials. Not enough for a match. The MREs are standard issue. You can buy them in any Army surplus store.
So we've got nothing.
There is one thing. I was going through your dad's phone records. He got some calls. A place called Smoky Point Lodge. Did he ever mention it?
No.
Started a couple months ago. The thing is, the last call came the day before he went up on Buck Mount.
Day before he was shot?
I've been calling, but there's no answer. Figured I'd take a ride over there later. It's just outside of Somerset.
Somerset? $25,000. Why would he need that? A year ago, he took out a second mortgage worth $25,000.
Your father never borrowed a dime in his life.
Did he mention any financial problems? Any reason he might need all that money?
Not to me. Well, can't you just look it up and see what he did with it?
It's not there.
What do you mean?
I mean, he took out the loan, he's been making payments for a year, and there's no record of where the money went.
That just doesn't make any sense.
Another thing is, he's been getting calls from a place in Somerset. And I checked his day planner. Anytime he got a call, he went up there the next day.
That must have been the times he was gone. Did it say who he met?
No.
How's the noggin?
It's okay.
Alice told me about those phone calls. No idea who they were from?
Oh, no.
You don't suppose all this has something to do with, some secret girlfriend your dad spurned?
It's a little out of character.
Wouldn't that be something? By the way, I went over to Larengo Court. Talked to a few people that I know.
What did you find out?
Did you know the sheriff had been there already? A couple of times.
Yeah, they wouldn't tell her anything.
Nothing to tell.
What makes you so sure?
Maggie, they're not stupid.
I mean, why would they do something like that when they know they're the first ones the town would suspect? With the timing of the Roth article?
Oh, that was no coincidence. They wanted everyone to read that article so they would question my father's integrity.
Well, there'll be no more stories, I'll tell you that.
How do you know?
As far as they're concerned, the whole thing is a misunderstanding. It's got way out of hand. It's time to mend fences. And that starts with all of us pulling for your dad.
Oh, that's just PR talk, Judge, and you know it. All they care about is putting up more condos.
They've cooperated fully with the sheriff's investigation.
What better way to cover their own tails?
Maggie, I know how badly you want to find out who did this. We all do. But you're barking up the wrong tree. This had nothing to do with anyone at Larango Corp. To be completely honest, I'm concerned for you.
What's that supposed to mean?
I've never known you to behave irresponsibly. But now you're going around making wild accusations against the largest company in this town. And what possible good can that do? It's certainly not helping your father.
Everyone keeps telling me what's good for my father.
Well, maybe it's time you started listening.
This job, sometimes I just want to walk away and forget everybody and everything.
What happened?
I promised your mother I'd never bring my work home with me, and I never did. And I'm not going to start now. Not with you.
We're just a couple of tough characters, aren't we? Must be that solid pioneer stock. We're not afraid of anything.
Nobody ever said that.
And tell me, Dad, what scares you?
What are you talking about?
What makes you wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat? Everybody's afraid of something. Come on, Dad. You tell me your greatest fear. You tell me yours. And I'll tell you mine.
Maggie! I will kill you and everybody you care about.
I have to talk to you. I got another letter. You need to look at it.
Why? So you can smear my father's name all over your front page again?
Oh, they fired me. Yeah. They were shocked to learn that I'd made such unsubstantiated allegations against this paragon of public safety.
I hope you didn't come here looking for sympathy.
I came here because I have to show you something. It's important, please. Look, level with me. What do you know about this thing between him and Jack Ford?
I'm not really into 20 questions, so if you came here to show me something.
Ford's the biggest son of a bitch I ever met, but it was common knowledge that your father had made it his mission to put him away.
My father wouldn't do that.
Someone slid this under my door this morning.
I thought the letters came in the mail.
Guess they were in a hurry.
What is it?
It's a copy of a money order for $25,000 made out to cash. Check out the signature.
My father.
Any idea what it was for?
No.
Who we paid it to?
Why would someone give you this?
That was be a year ago, just before Ford disappeared.
So?
So it's a funny little world, isn't it? Father pays somebody $25,000 and then his worst problem just goes away.
Get out.
What if you had Ford killed?
Get out of my house!
Look, could this have anything to do with your father's shooting?
Just go.
Okay, look, would you explain it to me, please? Because I'm trying to understand it some other way.
You want to turn over a new leaf? Why don't you call the sheriff right now and tell her who wrote the letters?
I wish I knew. I got nothing. For what it's worth, I hope he pulls through okay.
You hear me, Dolan? I want out of here now, Dolan, now!
Hey, Sheriff. Jack. You out there, you watching me? I was wondering, whatever happened to that pretty little girl of yours? All grown up now, moved to Chicago, didn't she? She's a little angel. Whatever happened to that pretty little girl of yours? All grown up now, moved to Chicago, didn't she?
Are you sure this is the same guy?
I've heard that voice in my head since I was 10 years old.
And you never told anybody about what happened that day?
No, I couldn't. He said he was gonna kill everybody. I had just lost my mother. I didn't want to lose my father, too.
I'm sorry, Maggie.
I tried to tell my dad every time I came home, but it just felt like he was just watching me. No, I never even saw his face. I didn't know who he was. He could have been anyone.
Is that why you stopped coming home?
I only felt safe when I was away from here.
Well, it's okay now. You don't have to stay away anymore. Ford's gone. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Why didn't anyone ever ask what happened to him? Didn't it matter?
Well, why should it? I mean, you know now as well as anyone what kind of a monster he really was.
And no one knew that better than my father.
What are you asking me, Maggie?
What happened to Ford?
I don't know. Nobody does.
Sam, just talk to me.
Last year, Ford's oldest boy, Jack Jr., showed up at the emergency room all beat to hell. Had a concussion. Broken bones. It was his old man that had done it. Frank got over there right away, took a statement, went straight out to the house and arrested Ford. The kid was just shy of his 17th birthday at the time. In this state, you can't make a statement to the police without a parent or a lawyer present if you're a minor.
So they threw out the charges.
Without the kid's statement, there were no charges. Ford was cut loose.
My father.
In the courtroom, after it was over, Ford smiled at him. I've never seen a man look as broken as Frank did in that moment.
So that's it? That's the dirty little secret that no one talks about? Everyone in this town thinks that my father killed Ford so that he would never be a problem again?
What's done is done.
Do you believe it too?
Maggie.
No. No, my father wouldn't do this. He couldn't.
You should know better than to listen to rumors.
Are they rumors?
Ask your dad.
I can't.
Then maybe you should have been here before when he could have told you.
Why didn't you tell me?
That's how he wanted it. He didn't want you to worry.
Worry about what? Alice.
Ford was guilty. Everybody knew it. But he walked out of that courtroom because your father's oldest friend had to consider the law and not what was right.
Judge Landers was on the bench?
Frank knew the judge had no choice. Maybe he could have lived with that. What he couldn't live with was the judge had been lying to him for years.
Lying about what?
He never told him he was one of the biggest investors in the Larango Corp.
What?
It wasn't until the work shut down. He went to Frank, said he was losing all that money, asked for his help, changed people's minds back.
He was working against Dad the whole time.
That's how Frank saw it. Turned him down flat. Even when the judge offered him a stake in the company.
He tried to bribe him?
Judge called it business. Said it wasn't so bad compared to the convenient way Ford disappeared.
That's why he retired.
Yeah, I guess your dad figured if his oldest friend saw it that way, there wasn't much point in staying on.
I don't understand. If Larango was trying to discredit him, why didn't he just tell everyone about the judge?
I asked him the same thing. He told me, he said one thing had nothing to do with the other.
What did you do with the money, Dad?
My father took out $25,000 on his house, and he used it here to buy a money order, but I don't know what he did with it.
He owns the house.
What? Yes. Yes.
Is there some other legal issue in question here?
Oh, no. He made it out to cash. I'm just trying to find out who he made it out to. It's very important.
Why don't you ask him?
Because he's in the hospital in critical condition. I can't ask him.
Well, the money was his. Am I right? He could do whatever he wished with it.
Yes, but I was hoping there was a way of finding out who cashed it.
Ms. Dolan, I think you're missing the whole point of why your father used a money order he didn't want anyone to know his business, including you.
Look, I know how this probably looks, but I don't want the money. It's not about the money.
It never is. Excuse me.
MREs. Same as the hunting blind.
A call from his phone. is he?
He's still in surgery.
What happened?
They don't know. The first operation was complicated. They might have missed something.
I should have been here.
I just heard. How is he?
We don't know anything yet.
God, I thought he was doing better. Maggie?
Excuse me.
Hey. He'll be all right. Maggie, what is it?
You're the only one I told.
Told what?
About that day. Hunting with my dad. You're the only one I told what Ford said to me.
Okay.
I got a call today. And that voice. He said, I know where you live. And he said it in the exact same way.
Wait, you think it was me?
You're the only one who knows.
Well, obviously someone else does know because I would never...
Did you know Judge Landers was an investor in Larengo Corp?
Look, it was nothing. Landers came to me and asked me to go in with him, invest in the company. I told him I didn't have that kind of money. That's all there was to it.
It's not all there was to it. My father was shot. He may die.
Look, you don't honestly believe I had anything to do with that.
That night I was knocked out. You just happened to be driving by.
What?
You just happened to notice the door was open. How did you get there so quickly, Sam?
Okay, I was checking to make sure you were all right.
That was you in the house that night. What were you looking for, Sam? What did you want?
Maggie, this is crazy. Now, you know I would never do anything to hurt you.
I don't know anything.
I love you, Maggie.
Don't say that.
Maggie.
Miss Dolan. Your father's stable. With some complications, but he's out of danger now.
Can I see him?
Sure.
Please don't go. I don't know what to do. I don't know who I could trust. I'm just so scared.
Don't go then.
I have to.
You don't have to take that job. You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Everything is always so simple for you.
Life is simple, Magpie. You just think too much.
You always say that. I don't even know what it means.
It means trust yourself. What you feel inside.
What if I'm wrong?
Following me? I saw you at the hospital just now. You followed me all the way to Somerset this morning.
I don't know what you mean.
Isn't that your van parked outside?
You're not supposed to be in here.
Is there something you want to tell me, Jack?
Nobody's allowed. I could get fired.
Something about my father, like what you really saw that morning?
I told you. He waved.
What about when he left? Did you see somebody else? Like somebody watching?
No, there wasn't nobody else.
Jack, please, please. You said you liked the sheriff, that he helped you.
He did.
Not just with this job or with your school, but he protected you. Now he needs our help. Somebody shot him. We've got to find out who it is.
My daddy, he can go up in those mountains and he'd hunt anything. Wolf, eagle. He'd kill it. He didn't care. He used to make me go up there with him sometimes. He used to make me shoot something. Anything. So that I would know how it felt. And his hands would be covered with blood. I'd just leave it there. The blood. He told me once, he said, he got a rush off it like nothing else. He liked killing things.
What?
I already told you to get out of here!
Jack!
Get out now!
Hello,
Miss Dolan, Zach Roth.
Roth. What do you want?
Look, I got a phone call from my anonymous source. He says he has more evidence. It's real proof of what your father's done.
What kind of proof?
I don't know. He wants to give it to me in person.
But you don't work for the paper anymore.
He says this isn't for the Herald. It's for you.
What?
He wants you there, too. Do you know where the Highland Estates construction site is?
Yeah, but
Meet me there in an hour. 1 hour. Miss Dolan?
Where is he? Roth? Oh my God.
Long time, Angel. Remember me? Didn't want to call you. Took a little convincing. Hurry. We got a lot of catching up to do. Thought I'd get more of a fight out of you, knowing who your daddy is and all.
Don't talk about my father!
Maggie, it's me. It's me.
Judge.
I got your message. You were right to call. Ford! Who's that? I was gonna shoot. I didn't have a choice.
He's still
alive. We should get him to a hospital.
Why?
You shot your father.
Oh, you lying son of a bitch. I didn't shoot your daddy, girl.
Don't listen to him, Maggie.
Sheriff wanted me gone. He was willing to pay me 25 grand to make it worth my while.
Maggie.
He paid you to leave?
But then that one, he pays me to come back.
He's lying.
He told me to write those letters to the newspaper.
Shut up!
He told me to set up a meeting with the sheriff on Buck Mountain.
I said shut up!
The judge he showed up to. Got to arguing. Grabbed the sheriff's hunting rifle.
Somebody should have put you down long ago. The hell are you doing, Maggie?
How much was it? How much money have you lost since Larengo shut down? How much before you were willing to kill your oldest friend?
It was an accident. I never meant that to happen.
Except Sheriff didn't die. When you start nosing around, Angel, you want me to scare you off, little girl.
Maggie, get out of the way!
No.
You're protecting him?
Kill him and then what? You're gonna kill me? And then my father? What about Roth?
You don't get it, do you? I'll do whatever I have to do. Use your head, Maggie. We could still work this out.
No, we can't.
Just like your damn father.
No! Leave her alone.
Go on home, boy. I'm only gonna tell you once.
I have to look out for her, because the sheriff can't.
That's why you've been following me?
I knew my dad was around. I could feel it. I wasn't gonna let him hurt you. You hear that? Dad? I'm not afraid of you anymore.
Jack, he's gone.
You're gonna shoot me, Maggie? Your dad told me that story a dozen times. The time he took you hunting, he said you didn't have it in you to shoot anything.
I'll do it.
No, I don't think so.
Plant your feet. Line up your target. Take a deep breath.
Maggie!
Where are you?
I'm over here! You called the sheriff?
Sheriff Dolan always said you have to tell people when you're afraid. No way I was afraid of Landers.
That's right.
Maggie!
Oh, no. Jack, are you all right?
I'm okay.
Give me the gun, Judge.
Maggie.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Magpie.
Hey.
You're back.
I'm home.
When the crowd gathered and the sky turned gray, he a sunshine in the brain, lighting the way with a earphone of warmth and a helping hand. He brought light to the darkness land. Oh, a sunshine in the brain, wasting away every hint of pain. In his connect a rainbow from chasing away a light star. Towards the door broke of light shine, hidden blue bright color to light. No unbelievable, no situator in this world. Kinetic sender. When the crowd gathered and the sky turned gray, he a sunshine in the brain, lighting the way with a earphone of warm and a helping hand. He brought light to the darkness land. Oh, a sunshine in the brain, wasting away every hand of plan. In his connect a rainbow from chasing away a light star. Towards the door broke of light shine, hidden blue bright color to light. No unbelievable, no situator in this world. Kinetic sender. Of light shine, hidden blue bright color to light. No unbelievable, no situator in this world. Kinetic sender.